The pick is in for the Houston Texans, their first selection here from day 3 of the NFL draft, and it is Dylan Horton, the edge rusher from TCU. I expected the Texans to go defense here. They did so, taking the talented edge rusher from Texas Christian University. Now, the Texans at the start of today were supposed to have back-to-back picks, 104, 105. They made not one, but 2 trades. Here are the trade details. The first trade they made was with the Las Vegas Raiders, sending number 104 to Vegas in exchange for 109 and 174. So basically, the Texans moving their 6th-round pick for a 5th-round pick, moving back 5 spots. I like that trade for Houston, and then this was the second pick the Texans made. The bad news, they lost a pick this year. The good news is they gained a 3rd-round pick next year. So the Eagles really wanted Keely Ringo. They got up and got the Georgia corner. The Texans get a 3rd-round pick next year. So that's a pretty good deal for the Houston Texans. They're adding yet another pick for next year. Basically replaces the 3rd-round pick you gave up to get Will Anderson in that Thursday night deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're bringing you the best Texans draft coverage on YouTube. That's the sublink right there, youtube.com/TexansTV. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for the best Houston Texans draft coverage. We're going to get you guys more videos today breaking down all the picks for the Texans. Now let's break down the Dylan Horton selection. I was telling people here in the Chat Sports office that I thought the Texans were going to go edge rusher here. They do so with Dylan Horton. Thought Andre Carter could have been a possible selection here as well, but Horton put up better numbers this past season. 14.5 tackles for loss, 10 sacks for TCU. Honorable mention, Big 12 selection. He actually led the Big 12 in sacks in his 5th collegiate season. He transferred from New Mexico to TCU, spent 3 seasons with the Horned Frogs. Dane Brugler said this in The Athletic: Horton needs to continue honing his efficiency and execution as a pass rusher, but he has high upside rush traits. With his steady run defending skills, he has proven himself to be scheme versatile. Grade the pick of Dylan Horton. For now, the only Texans pick in the 4th round, but that could change, obviously. A lot of trades we're seeing, including 2 from the Texans earlier today. Type A, B, C, D, or F down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Dylan Horton pick. Stay tuned for my grade a little bit later on today. I'm a fan of this pick, and it adds to this Texans defensive line. I went ahead and slotted him behind Jonathan Grenard. He might compete, though, for a starting role on this team later on. I really don't have much doubt about that. Malik Collins, the defensive tackle, you have him. Sheldon Rankins, you signed him in free agency. And then Will Anderson Jr., who you, of course, drafted number 3 overall in the 1st round on Thursday night. So this defensive line continues to get better with the addition of Dylan Horton. He was actually born in Houston. So we mentioned yesterday Tank Dell, Houston guy. They kept him in the 7-1-3. They're bringing Horton back to the 7-1-3. They drafted him here with the 4th-round pick. He actually moved to the Dallas area, Frisco to be exact. Went to Frisco High School up there in the Dallas area, then stayed in DFW, going to TCU. Now he's coming back home to the place it all started, Houston, Texas. Taking a look at his combine numbers, ran a 4.74 40, bench press 18, vert 34 inches broad, broad jump 10 feet. So those are the combine numbers here for Dylan Horton. What a draft it has been for Houston. This Texans team showed up needing to have a good draft. Give a lot of props to Nick Caserio in his front office because the selections have been solid. C.J. Stroud, you need a quarterback. You got him. Again, the front office, I think, was split on Stroud and Anderson. They're like, hey, let's just go get both. They trade up for Will Anderson. Juice Scruggs was the pick, number 62 overall in the 2nd round. A lot of y'all didn't love that pick, but the Texans obviously needed a center. They got their guy in Scruggs. Nathaniel Dell, the wide receiver from Houston, you keep him in the H. And then Dylan Horton is the 5th selection here for the Texans. Again, that is their lone 4th-round selection. They traded number 105 overall for the Eagles' 3rd-round pick next year. So the Texans still have a few more picks here today. Their next pick will be round 5, 174 overall. We'll be sure to get you a reaction video to that pick as well. Taking a look at the best available, I don't think the Texans will go wide receiver here with their next pick, but I certainly wouldn't rule out Houston going wide receiver again at some point, even after trading up to get Tank Dell. Antonio Johnson, the safety from A&M, I thought there was a possibility that he might be a Texans draft target. Darius Rush, A.T. Perry, still on the board, as well as Corey Trice Jr., the corner from Purdue. Trey Tomlinson, another TCU guy, he's still there. Tom Downey's number 90 overall player. J.L. Skinner, the safety from Boise, number 91 overall. Ivan Pace Jr., Rashawn Johnson still there. I think the Texans could draft a running back later today. Johnson, I don't think he's going to fall that far. I'm surprised that he is still on the board. Chandler Zavala, really talented guard. And then Luke Whippler, he's still available. He has fallen. Thought he would be a 3rd-round guy, maybe to Houston, but the Texans have already taken a center going with Juice Scruggs. Who do you want the Texans to draft next? Go down in the comments section. Let me know. I'm going to say Deuce Vaughn. I would really love to see Deuce Vaughn be the 5th-round pick for the Texans. He might be there. He might not. We will have to wait and see. But you got Dylan Horton here as the pick in the 4th round for Houston. I had a really productive 2022 season, and that's what you want to see. And I think with these day 3 picks, you just want to see guys that have experience. And he certainly has that. Again, 5 years in college, 2-year starter at TCU, led the team in tackles for loss in 2021, then led the Big 12 in sacks in 2022. I like this pick a lot, and I think that he's someone that's going to contribute on this Texans team and do so right away. Texans finally go defense. This is the first defensive draft pick here for the Texans, and it comes in the 4th round. You got no DeMeco Ryans. Like, Nick, come on, man. Get me a defensive player. And they got a really good one in Dylan Horton in the 4th round. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Texans TV. Going to continue to get you guys more Texans draft content today. Going to be a lot of fun to watch who the Texans draft next.